Jack Black. For decades, he's been Hollywood's lovable wildcard. The comedian who could light up a screen with pure energy, the musician who could make heavy metal hilarious, and the voice behind some of the most iconic animated characters of all time. From School of Rock to Kung Fu Panda, Jack Black didn't just entertain, he defined a generation of comedy and music. But today, the story feels different. The roles are drying up, his projects aren't making the same noise, and Hollywood, once obsessed with his chaos-fueled charisma, seems to be quietly moving on. The question is, how did one of the most beloved entertainers of his era end up here? Let's rewind. Jack Black's rise wasn't overnight. Before the fame, he was hustling through small roles on TV shows like The X-Files and Mr. Show. But when he teamed up with Kyle Gass to form Tenacious D, the world started to take notice. Their mix of comedy and rock was something no one had seen before. They weren't just a band, they were a phenomenon. Hollywood soon came knocking. In 2003, Jack Black's career hit its peak with School of Rock. The film wasn't just a box office hit, it became a cult classic. Jack played Dewey Finn, the failed musician who turns a classroom of kids into a rock band. And he wasn't acting, he was Dewey Finn. The movie cemented his status as one of the most unique comedic actors of his generation. Then came Kung Fu Panda. As the voice of Po, Jack delivered one of DreamWorks' most beloved characters. The franchise grossed billions worldwide, giving him a level of mainstream recognition most actors only dream of. Add in hits like Tropic Thunder, Nacho Libre, and King Kong, and it looked like Jack Black was untouchable. But that's when things started to shift. Hollywood has always had a short attention span. By the late 2019s, the industry was changing. Comedy was no longer about goofy, over-the-top performances. It was about subtlety, sarcasm, and streaming-friendly content. The big-budget comedies that made Jack Black a household name were disappearing. Jack tried to adapt. He leaned into YouTube with his channel Jablinski Games, promising gaming videos and behind-the-scenes content. At first, fans were excited, millions subscribed, but the uploads quickly became inconsistent and the channel lost momentum. Instead of reigniting his career, it felt like a side project that went nowhere. Then came the Jumanji reboot films. They were massive box office successes, and for a moment, it seemed like Jack was back in the spotlight. But let's be honest, those movies were more about Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart than Jack Black. He was a supporting act, not the star. And when Jumanji: The Next Level came and went, so did his resurgence. Here's the real problem. Jack Black built his empire on being the loud, chaotic, scene-stealing comedian, but that brand doesn't age well in Hollywood. Studios are looking for new faces, and audiences have shifted toward influencers, TikTok stars, and younger actors who dominate the algorithm-driven era. His style of comedy, the exaggerated expressions, the physical humor, the musical interludes, feels like a relic of another time. Meanwhile, his music career with Tenacious D has slowed down. Yes, they still tour, and yes, they still have a cult following, but the days of their albums making headlines are long gone. The music industry has moved on, and Jack's band is no longer part of the cultural conversation. Financially, this decline matters. Jack Black isn't broke, but Hollywood stars live on momentum. When roles dry up, income slows down. And while he's not known for reckless spending like other celebrities, the lack of blockbuster paychecks means the empire he built is shrinking. But it's not just about the money, it's about relevance. Jack Black was once everywhere. Interviews, red carpets, viral clips, his personality dominated pop culture. Today, he's fading into the background. His appearances are rare, his name no longer trends, and in Hollywood, being forgotten is just as damaging as being broke. So why is Jack Black losing everything? It's not one single scandal, one terrible decision, or one massive flop. It's something scarier. It's time. Hollywood has moved on. The roles that once fit Jack perfectly are now being handed to the next generation of quirky comedians. His unique brand of chaos doesn't sell like it used to. The saddest part, Jack Black is still insanely talented. His comedic timing, his musical genius, his ability to turn even the simplest line into something unforgettable, it hasn't gone anywhere.
But the industry doesn't reward loyalty, it rewards relevance. And right now, Jack Black is fighting to prove he still has it. Could he reinvent himself? Maybe. Actors like Matthew McConaughey went from forgotten rom-com star to Oscar-winning powerhouse. Robert Downey Jr. went from Hollywood exile to Iron Man. Reinvention is possible, but it requires risk. It requires evolution. And the question is, can Jack Black step out of the persona he's been playing for decades and become something new? Because here's the truth. Audiences still love Jack Black. The nostalgia is strong. Fans want him to succeed. But Hollywood doesn't care about nostalgia. It cares about what's next. And right now, Jack Black is fighting to prove he still has it. So, is this the end of Jack Black's career? Or will the man who built his legacy on defying the odds pull off one last reinvention? One thing's for sure, the clock is ticking.